also is directly tied to like business goals. So if users can complete tasks quicker and achieve their goals, users understand, like that's why it's really important to have good, structure and navigation so you can quickly find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And it also gets into stuff that's very like basic web metrics, like bounce rates decreased, the chance of retaining a user is higher, the website gets more credibility because it looks more professional and polished and you don't see walls of text. So there's a lot of benefits of doing this. I think a little part of me thinks that this is generational. There's a reason that we get a new Vine, TikTok type social media site. It feels like every 2 years another one comes out where they're just short videos.
But you reckon that's just generational? That's not necessarily an international audience as well? Like, because one thing I discovered is like when I went to speak at an event in Dubai once, and that sounds really like posh or whatever. It's like, these international jet setters. And I noticed one of the guy, one of the speakers, he kept on like speaking into like WhatsApp and recording. I'm like, it looks so suspicious. Like, I'm like, what are you doing? And like, why don't you just type? Because, well, the Arabic language is really hard to type because there's so many dialects. And when you're typing, the keyboard is not really designed for the Arabic language. And so what's very common in the Middle East is people send recorded voice messages as a way of sending messages.
It's interesting.
And the same thing happens in Asian countries as well, because when you've got this many characters, it's hard. This idea of like the way the writing works or the characters work don't really translate that well. So again, this is all assumption, right? My assumption is the reason why those apps like TikTok comes from China, right? It works because, again, the user fudged experience of keyboards doesn't work in that environment. Again, this is all theory and complete, like, made up. So therefore, video form and sort of this entertainment works much better because that's how they communicate. Smileys, recorded videos or audio. So therefore, maybe, like, I suppose Vine doesn't really count because that was like the West, I guess. But maybe that's what the appeal is. Like,
I mean, it's a very fair like hypothesis. I think that makes sense. So it could be generational. It could be just like,
maybe
the world is flat and we keep.
Yeah, we don't want to hate on millennials.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I totally get it. I do think there's. I don't want to get into like the dark UX of auto loading and the kind of like all the patterns of just like the continuous scroll, but